Guys, I'm back. Video's a little late tonight. I went out and got some furniture for my husband to redo. He's going to redo some dressers that we got for $10 a piece. So I've been running around all day, plus working, so I'm videoing a little late tonight. I am Kara, and I am SK Morris 2 on Ravelry and Instagram. And I am so happy that everybody's coming back and seeing my episodes, and thankful that everyone has subscribed. Sorry it's been 2 weeks. Around this time of year, it's been crazy between weather and kids and school and the end of the school year, and it just gets kind of crazy. So sometimes it may be weekly, it may be every 2 weeks, but I will hopefully every 2 weeks get a video up at least, if not every week. I'm going to try to make this kind of quick because it is late. It's 9:40 here, so I've got my coffee, and I will hopefully be doing this pretty quick because my husband's out there working in the garage and got to get the kiddos in the bed. So they're all in the bedroom right now watching TV, so I can hopefully get this podcast done, vlogcast. Okay, so what's been going on? First of all, I'm going to start with the things that I finished. It hasn't been that much, but I finished some things. Not all yarny. It's to do with crafting, but not all yarn stuff. The one yarn thing that I finished was a crocheted hat, baby hat. Ooh, that's pretty accurate. This is just some extra really fuzzy yarn that I just cannot work with very well, but it was pretty easy because it has this yellow yarn that's just Red Heart Super Saver, a ball I had left over, some of it left over, and in between that's what's in there, so that kept these fuzzy yarn lines in a row. This is one of my charity hats that I'm going to put in the bag for charity for the hospital. That was that Margaret Olander had put up I can't remember which pattern it is. It's a hat pattern. It's just a real simple hat pattern that she's done, that she's been doing a lot of hats with. So I'm doing that one on mine. Real easy, quick crochet. That's a finished one. And then I got some stitch markers finished that I made. Is that one new? I don't remember if this one's new or not. It's like pink and purples. And then I've got, I didn't put my little clasp. That was a place marker. This one's a stitch marker. Just some little beads. And then I got this one, which a stash enhancement was the little teacup. It's very hard to see. Let me get something dark to put this against. Hold on 1 second. Okay, this will work. Okay, so it's a little teacup on a saucer. It's kind of hard to see, but it's pink. It's real light pink. Makes it a little easier to see. And it's got some little baubles on it, but that's a little stitch marker. And then I think I'd shown you this one before, maybe not. It was another stitch marker a little dress, a red dress. I think I did show this one that I bought. So I made another stitch marker with a red bead at the top. It's a cute little dress. And I made, don't know if I showed this one either. I think I showed the charm, but I hadn't done anything with it yet. It's the 4-leaf clover, so I put a little green bead at the top and a clear bead. I just did these one Saturday, just had fun with them. And then here's the teapot. I don't know if I've shown these or not. Some of them, I've got them all in one container, so I'm not sure if I've shown all of them. And then some more that I got, my stash enhancement I have not finished, that I showed you guys on the last video that I did pick up at the store. Some of those beads were from that and some of them weren't. But I've got those finished. And then, oh, this one. It's like a little, I don't know, it's like a little, that bead on the bottom is actually pink. And it's like beveled looking. It's really pretty. It's not showing very well. Let me see where my camera is. Yeah, it's not showing very well. But anyway, it's pink. It's really pretty. I've just made a few of those. I'm thinking about possibly putting a Crafty Kara Facebook page out attached to my Facebook. That way I can maybe sell some of my stitch markers that I've made, or if somebody wants to order a baby hat or a hippo or something like that, I can put pictures on there and then they can order them and I can make them for them. I'm just nothing overwhelming. I don't want anything crazy to do, but you know, something small. And I did make a couple of bags. They're not exactly what I wanted. I haven't figured out which material to use, which batting stuff to use in between to make the bags stiffer, because this is one of them. It's like a Elmo material and then a crayon material I had at the bottom. I had bought this on clearance and this I already had. So I made this little bag. It's perfect for a sock bag. It looks like a little makeup bag. But see how it's just real squishy? It's not stiff. And I used some stuff to iron on in between batting, and it's not very stiff. So if anybody knows of anything that I should use in between the material to make it stiffer that makes these bags, maybe if you could give me an idea. I'm still not very well at sewing, so I'm learning on the sewing just as much as I'm learning on the knitting. Just give me an idea if you have any ideas out there. And so I said that was a sock bag. I've got my socks in here. I haven't finished a sock yet, but I've gotten quite a bit of progress since I got my, actually I don't think I showed this last time. Okay, so that was my finished items, and I've got another bag to show you that's a finished item, but these are works in progress. I've got my socks, my vanilla latte socks. It's just the regular, it's the top down. So there's the ribbing, and then here's the patterning. And I've got like 2 or 3 more inches to go before I get to the heel turn, which I'm gonna do actually a Fish Lips Kiss heel on it. I love that heel. I've only done it once, but it was so easy. I wanna stick with that. I've never done an actual pair of socks out of sock yarn. I did it out of the worsted weight. So I want to make it as easy as I can, the first pair I make, and then maybe try some other patterns for heels. If there's any suggestions for an easy heel that doesn't leave like ridges on your feet, because it irritates me whenever I've got stuff in my socks. So that doesn't make a ridge. I know that the Fish Lips Kiss heel did not leave a ridge in my sock when I made it before, so I really like that one. I may stick with it, but I might try a new one on my next pair. Like I said, I've just got one sock, or half of a sock started. I haven't even got it done yet. So I've got that one. I've got my carbons. Love, love, love these. Absolutely love these. So that's one work in progress with a finished bag. And the reason I made the bags finally out of that pattern that I'd bought a while back was because I had projects laying on my tables, and the dogs were getting the yarn, and my 3-year-old was getting the yarn. I was like, oh no, this has got to stop. I've got to do something. So this is the other bag. It turned out a lot bigger than I expected. It's just some extra horse material that I had, and it's a pretty good size bag. But see, it's not stiff. If it was stiff, you would be able to see that it stands up like this, and it's got like this boxed bottom edge. That's the side. It would be really cute if it stood up, but it's completely flimsy. Zippers went in great at this time. Got the zippers down. So what is in this one? I know I've got so many projects on the needles right now. This one is my handbrake cowl. So I've gotten it, and I've started the patterning, the first repeat of the patterning. I've got the purl done. And then see, you can see the little line right here. So it's hard to see on here with this brown, but I've got the purl going. You can see the little lines diagonally, but that's how much I've gotten done so far. I'm working on that. That's going pretty quick. It's pretty darn quick. I did all the purling, the around. I did all of the I guess the edging or whatever, the first few rows before the pattern started. It was 10 rows, and there's 120 stitches. So I did 1,200 stitches in one evening of watching like 2 TV shows. It was crazy. I could not believe I got that much done. I was like, oh my gosh, this is flying. But I haven't picked it up in like 4 days. So I'd be a lot further if I'd have picked it up. That's another work in progress. And I know I said I wasn't going to show you this shawlette again until it was finished, but I told you I ordered my carbons. I think I told you I ordered my carbons. Well, I ordered more after I got my sock yarn going with those carbons. Love them. By the way, working with wool-like yarn, I had an issue working with my bamboo needles. Love my bamboo needles, but they were splitting the yarn, and it was really hard to do a front and back stitch on with the wool-like yarn because it's so soft and smooth. So last time you guys saw it, which I've moved the stitch marker. The stitch marker was about right here. Wasn't that far up. And in like 2 nights, I did this much. And then I placed a stitch marker just to see where I was at. And then in another night, I did that much more. So it is now a lot longer than it was. A lot longer. I mean, it's big progress. I was impressed with the needles, got me going. It motivated me because it was actually easier now. I wasn't stressed out working with it and going, oh, I hate this. You know, because I really got to the point I was like, I'm just going to just rip it out. I'm done. So I'm glad I got those. It was worth the like $14 or whatever they were. Okay, let me get a sip of coffee. Okay, the other stash enhancement I got was this little case. Because I always have like a little zipper bag. Well, I thought this might be easier to lay on the table and take places like throw in my purse or something. It's got my scissors in it, a pencil for marking stuff on my patterns, a crochet hook, because this is what I'm using on my mom's poncho, so don't forget which one. Stitch markers, needle tips, or needle covers on the ends, and then my little needles to sew in the ends with, my sewing needles. So I've got all that in there. Just something simple. It was like $1.99 or something at Hobby Lobby. So I got that. And other works in progress. Let's see. I have got my, okay. This was an FO that has reversed to a whip. My mom's poncho. Love this poncho. But I bought what it said to get for yarn. Actually, about 25 yards extra was not enough yarn. I was checking my gauge too. My gauge was on. So this is mom's poncho so far. Well, it was finished, sewn shut at the shoulder, because it's just a big rectangle. You sew up the shoulder, and then you do your around circles for the cowl neck part of it. Had it all finished, tried it on. I was so excited. Well, if you look at it, because it's supposed to be like 50 inches. Well, it's only 42 inches, because it's not an even 50 inches. When it's folded in half, and you go to put your neck up here, you put this thing on, and one side goes completely down your arm like a poncho, and the other side's like open. And it's like, that's not right. It only goes to like here on your arm, and the other side's all the way down, so it was like lopsided. Well, I didn't have enough yarn. I bought this yarn umpteen months ago, like probably 6-7 months ago. I was panicking. Well, they had the same yarn, so I purchased some more yesterday. Same color, not the same lot number, but it's variegated. It's a big, huge poncho. I'm going to be adding onto the one skein for the bottom, which what I'm going to do is what I pulled out of the neck and the closure and the single crochet around the bottom. That was a whole ball. I'm going to use that to add on my length, so the whole body of it's the same. And then I bought 2 of these, even though I only probably need 1. I bought 2. And I'm going to sew it up and do the neck. So if anything's different, it might be the neck. It's a cowl neck. It's really going to kind of blend in with the rest of it. It won't be as noticeable. Hoping it won't be as noticeable. So, got those. Went to Michael's. 25% off your entire purchase. So, got that. But mom's poncho it's large. It looks like a big blanket. You fold it in half. You sew up the neck. You put the collar in it. And then it's a poncho. We'll see. Hopefully it's going to be what it says it's going to be, because I'm PO'd about it. Was so happy it was done. I was going to have it for Mother's Day, and then that got screwed up. Well, that got screwed up anyway because of the weather. Didn't even get to throw Mother's Day for my mother-in-law or my mom because of the weather. That's another story. So I've got that going. That is all my works in progress right now. But stash enhancement, I showed you the little carrier for my scissors and all that stuff. The beads, the teacup was a stash enhancement since I've talked to you last. I've already done something with it. The new yarn I just got was stash enhancement. Okay, the next thing I'm going to make, since my cousin's little girl loved her bunny so much, I've not knit any kind of little animals or critters or anything. Found this free pattern. It is this little bunny rabbit. She's white with a little pink dress. So I'm doing similar. I'm doing white with a little pink dress. It's a little bit different color pink than what's in the picture, but it's just Caron Simply Soft. Since it's really, really soft, I thought I would use that. It was cheaper than the baby soft yarn, so I got this instead. It calls for a sport weight. This is not, I guess, a sport weight, but it's thinner than, it says it's a 4, but it's thinner than my other stuff. So I'm like, I held it up to sport weight, and it was pretty close to sport weight. It's in between sport, I guess, and worsted. It's not going to make a difference. It's just going to make the little critter a little bit bigger, the little bunny rabbit. So, but before I start the bunny, I bought this now because I know that's going to be my next animal to make for my cousin's little girl. And if I have enough out of this, I'm going to make 2 of them. I may go back and get a different color for the dress and do one for my cousin's older little girl, the 3-year-old that got the hippo, and then for her baby sister, I might do another color like in a purple or a yellow dress or something like that for her baby sister. But that can wait. I may wait and work on those for Christmas because that could be their Christmas gift from me. But before I do that, I have to start Jackson's dinosaur. I did find a pattern. I have not purchased it yet. It's a $5 pattern on Ravelry. It is a little dinosaur from Dinosaur Train. If anybody has little kids and they watch Dinosaur Train on PBS, it's the little Tyrannosaurus Rex on there. He loves him. So my dogs are whining. I may make that for him. I've got to purchase the yarn for it. I have not purchased it, but I will be doing that before I get the yarn and the pattern, before I do any other animals for my cousins, because he keeps asking Mommy for one, so that's not fair. The other thing I got, which I didn't need, I don't have anything for it yet. It's going to make a perfect baby toy, or baby toy, maybe leftovers can make a baby hat. But I've been seeing this for months, and I'm in love with this yarn. And my friend Paula has made 2 or 3 of the little bonbons out of this gumdrop yarn, the Red Heart Gumdrop. And I saw this colorway, and I am in love with this. It's like an orange with pinks and purples. And if you've been to Michael's, you have seen this. It is gorgeous and soft. Oh my gosh, it's soft. So I got 2 balls of it because I had that 25% off coupon. So I'm going to do that, something with it. I haven't decided yet. Maybe a giraffe or something with it. I don't know yet. I haven't decided. But the dinosaur, the bunny, and my sister-in-law has asked me, she wanted me to make a baby Afghan for a friend of hers a very close friend of hers that's having a little girl. It's their first little baby. They've been through a lot of infertility, so they're really excited about this. And she's due in June, and she was like, that's way too much to ask you to do this quickly. She was in love with the hippo I made for my cousin and asked me if I would make her a hippo instead of the color of the nursery in the blanket. She wants me to do a peach hippo with navy dress. So I'm going to make one of those for her, for that little girl. And then after that, I'm going to be making that soon. I've got to go get the yarn for that. They didn't have the colors at Michael's. I'm going to make also with the same yarn I'm using on my cowl. I'm going to be making this is the free pattern. It's Claire's Highlander Warmers. And they're like gloves. It's a little free pattern. And it's on Ravelry. And if you've watched The Outlander on Starz, you'll know what I'm talking about. Absolutely love, love, love the show. And I'm going to make those gloves, those fingerless gloves. And they have, what's it called? Cables in it. And I've never done cables, so I'm going to learn how to do cables on there. And that's pretty much all I've gotten so far. So I'll have the cowl and I'll have the gloves, and I'm going to find a hat to match with all that yarn I've got for my handbrake cowl. So I'll have that for the fall or winter time, just kind of all matching together. But I'll have to find a pattern that I like for that. But that's all my next projects. And then regular life stuff. We've had lots and lots of rain. It has been flooding. The ground is just saturated. It's just ridiculous, the amount of water we've gotten. It's insane. That's pretty much the way the weather's been running lately. We're supposed to get more of it tomorrow. That's why I went ahead and did this tonight, so I wouldn't have to do it tomorrow. Plus, all my family will be right in my face, so that's the reason I'm going ahead and doing it tonight. And then also at the end of the month, I'm possibly thinking, if not the end of this month, it'll be next month. I'm going to start selling Scentsy. My cousin is a Scentsy rep and wants me to sell Scentsy. And so I'm going to jump into that and see how that goes. I've already got a bunch of potential clients, so it should be all right. And let's see here. I took my second test in my class, and I made 100% on it, so I'm still working towards my certification for coding. And the other thing is I'm still recording on my Kindle because I tried to do my video on my laptop I got for Mother's Day, and it's really grainy looking, so I'm going to have my husband look at it and figure out some editing stuff for me and help me figure that out, so maybe I can get the title put on there, maybe a picture in the beginning and stuff like that. He's going to have to help me with that because I don't know anything about that. But other than that, I think that's pretty much everything this week, and hopefully I'll see you guys next week. If not, then it'll be 2 weeks or maybe a week and a half when I can get back on, and maybe I'll have my laptop figured out by then and have some videos up. So I am glad everyone came to see me, and this was a little longer than I was expecting it to be because I was trying to make it quick, but I'm hoping everyone has a great weekend. I hope the weather's wonderful wherever you are, and keep crafting. Bye.